Hi everybody, this is Nick Tan here, making a very quick video just to chat with you guys a little bit about this product called Manifest by Weiser. So what is this? What is the effect? The effect is basically a confabulation style kind of effect, a multiple prediction routine. Such routines, very popular amongst mentalists and magicians. These kinds of routines, very briefly, go back to like the 1920s. Along the way, many people have published their own handlings of this kind of multiple prediction kind of ideas. People such as Tom Sellers, L. Coran, Stuart James, Anneman, and then along the way, sometime in the 1960s, Alan Shaxson released his version known as confabulation, right, which became the broadly accepted term for these kinds of multiple prediction kind of effects. So normally in a confabulation, what will happen is, you have a prediction in view, members of the audience will be asked to, stand. So somebody would name the make of a car, maybe the color, the cost of a car, and then the performer would then remove a prediction from a wallet or, from somewhere and show that everything has been predicted, right? The color, the cost, and the make of the car. Some people do a dream holiday, the cost for a holiday, where people would go and who they would go with, that kind of a thing. So stepping forward, we have Manifest by Weiser. Now, what you get inside this box, you get the gimmick, you get this, the gimmick, which we will chat about in just a while. You get some refills, which you will be using, of course, during the course of the routine. You also get a notepad for performing the routine with, alright? Although any notepad would work actually. You don't really need this particular one. Although it is said this notepad was specially made for the routine. On top of all these things, you will also get an online link. On that link itself, you will get two videos, I think. Just two videos, instructional videos, covering the use of the gimmick, as well as some ideas for performing it, handling tips. Taking you through the videos, none other than Paul Romani. It's quite logical to me that he was the one that did the tutorial video for this product, because actually, he was one of the names which popularized this kind of prediction as well, right? Because sometime in the late 2000s, mid to late 2000s, I think, 2006, 2007, I think, along that time, he released his dream prediction, which I was using as well at the time. In fact, he was the one that got me started in performing a kind of confabulation routine with with that kind of a huge piece of paper. And in his routine, he does a dream date, I think, the name, and some other things like that. So as you can see, confabulation is open to many different themes. So step forward to this, all right? Obviously, this is a luggage tag. This will suit a theme of a travel holiday kind of a idea. Now, I'll tell you what the effect is. I realize I haven't even told you guys what the effect is yet for this particular prop. So this luggage tag can be on display somewhere. You can have it in view on an actual luggage, maybe, or in the performance. I think he hangs it on himself. But I think it makes sense to have it on luggage. Once it's there in full view, people call out different things. They can call out a name, they call out a date for the travel, and maybe they call out a destination. And then at the end, I would take the luggage tag. After I hold it this way, I can show it all around just prior to the reveal. And then I'll open it up, and then I can show the spectators that inside I have predicted everything that they said, right? The name, the date, and the destination. Alright, so that is the effect, okay? So they call out different things and you open it up and you show them that it is predicted inside the luggage tag. In the video as well, the spectators can handle the tag. I tried this out with my wife. I handed her the tag, but before that I gave her the instructions. I said, I'm going to hand you this tag. I want you to open up this buckle over here and then open up the flap and read what it says inside. She did that. She opened it up and she read it out. Obviously, I didn't put her name, this name here. She was reading and she read it out and she did not find anything strange about it. I was a little bit hesitant initially. Once I found out how this worked, I was hesitant to hand this out to a spectator, but when I handed it out to her, she didn't seem to find anything wrong with it. So maybe it will work. All right, so what do I like about it? I like the theme. I think it adds a physical element aspect to the whole prediction, to the whole holiday kind of a prediction. I think it is a pretty cool idea to have a prediction inside a luggage tag like that, as opposed to the usual, I have an envelope here, inside the envelope is a piece of paper, and so besides that, I think this is an interesting way to reveal a prediction, because obviously to have a prediction, to have that impossible element in it, you need to have the prediction secured inside a container of some kind, in this case an envelope. But in this case, this is kind of like a natural envelope in itself, right? It contains the prediction. And then, when you open it up and have people read out what it says, the prediction is still inside this container. So that's why I think it's quite an interesting thing. Plus, because it's a luggage tag, it makes perfect sense to have a holiday destination, whole presentational themes about holidays and travel and things like that. Plus, if you have it on a luggage, it can also be quite interesting. If you have it on stage and maybe you have something else hiding in the luggage as part of your multiple prediction. So all in all, I think I like it. I mean, when I first saw it, I thought, that's an interesting idea. Now, what I don't really fancy about it is the color. Right now, I understand why the color is like that. This is like a bright yellow. It will show up on stage really well. I mean, if you use a dark black or brown, it won't show up very well on stage. So while I don't like the color, I think it is fine, because on stage it will show up well, and it has to show up well, I think, because it is, after all, the center of attention, right? And so the color, I think, is all right, it's permissible in this case. Another consideration is that because of the size of the prediction, it is just a small piece of paper. In fact, I can show you what the small paper looks like. Just like that, all right? It's just a small piece with a name, the number of some kind and a destination. Because of its size, it might not play to a huge ballroom. I perform a varied mix of shows for different sized audiences. I mean, sometimes they are really huge, in a huge ballroom. Sometimes they are smaller, right, in just like a small function room. If I were to perform a show in a small function room, then I think this would be quite a nice little addition to throw in during the course of the show. Now, while I mentioned that these are the refills that are provided with it, you don't have to use these. I mean, it's just basically a small card. You can just take a small index card like this and just cut it up to the size that you want. It doesn't even have to be this size. It can be slightly larger, because as you see, what I've used here is the card. It's the same size as this card. All right, I just cut it up to the same size as this card, and you see that there's a border around inside there. If you wanted to, you could use a bigger card. All right, nothing larger than a playing card. All right, something smaller than a playing card will fit in there. In fact, I will just put this in just to show you. All right, so I've put in the larger card. As you can see now, using a larger card might be even better, I think, because now it completely fills up the whole space for the prediction, right? So if I perform it, I probably might use a larger card inside instead of a smaller one like that. All right, so just to give you an idea of the different sizes. Yeah, all right. Something else that I can't get to work with this. I'm not sure why. As taught in the instructional videos, I can't get to work. It is the method to get the prediction to the tag. I'm trying to be as cryptic as I can here, because I don't want to give away the method too much. I mean, I'm sure you can figure it out, but I find it difficult to use to get the, how do I say this? I find it difficult to connect the prediction together with, no, that's not right. I find it difficult to load the prediction. All right, load. I find it difficult to load the prediction. There are a couple of methods taught in the video. One not so good, but it still works. That method still works. That one is probably the one I will use, even though it doesn't look as nice. The method that looks nicer, I cannot get to work for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's the one that I received or something. I don't know. It's just very hard for me to do it that way. if I were to do it that way, there's a very loud noise that happens at the moment when the method happens, and I have not figured out a way to get around that yet. In fact, if you watch the tutorial videos, the performances in the tutorial videos, you will also hear that sound, that loud noise that happens in the course of doing that method, and I'm not sure how I can get away with that actually. So all in all, would I use this in my own show? I think I would. Sometimes I do shows where I'm specifically asked not to be too serious, you know. I guess in a family show, if there are mixed, varied age groups around, it's not such a serious corporate event, I would probably include this somehow. I think it's a fun idea and it's different as well. You know, a lot of the predictions that I do, you know, it's like on pieces of paper and things like that. But in this case, it will be inside a luggage tag, right? I mean, it's quite a different looking kind of prediction, and I think in order to add texture to a mentalism show, different kinds of reveals will help a lot to create that visual variety in the show. I also want to mention that this is actually made of leather, or at least a leathery kind of material, so it's not plastic, alright? It's not a plastic, you know, thing. It is quite tough, alright? So it will last a long time if you look after it. Alright, so if you like the effect, I suggest you pick this up. I got my copy from Cassidy at The Fundamentals, so if you want to pick your copy up, you can do so from him as well. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.